Hi, I am V. Satish. I am working as assistant professor in Computer Science and Design Department in St. Mount Engineering College, Dulapalli, Secunderabad. So, in this session, we are going to be discuss about the concept of class and object in object-oriented programming language. So, in this session, we are going to be mainly discussing about the index context of the concept. The context of the content. So we are mainly focusing on introduction to the class and access modifiers and what is the procedure to write classes in Java applications and class example and object introduction, object creation process and object example. So in the introduction to the class, the definition of the class and the syntax of the class and what is the structure of the class we are going to be discussed. So in the access modifiers, so what is the importance about the access modifier towards to the class and what are the access modifiers are going to be allowed with class and what are the contents, what are the access specifiers and what are the concepts we are going to be implement inside the class. Next, in the writing the real-time Java applications, how we are going to be start the procedure to implement about the class. Next, some examples and its a description and what is the object introduction. So what is the operator we are going to be used to create an object and what is its importance. So how this object is going to be recognized by your JVM. So all the details we are going to be discussed in the object introduction. So next, object creation process. So what is the syntax of the object creation in Java applications and what are some examples regarding object creation we will see in this session. So coming to the next slide. So first, the definition of the class. So the main purpose of the class is to represent the real-time entity. So entity is nothing but a template. A template. It containing the properties and attributes. So property in the nothing but data variables. So the data is going to be taken in the form of the data and behaviors is nothing but actions that are going to be performed in the application with the form of the functions. So here some of the example for the classes in the real-time scenario we are writing for the practice. So this is the student. Student is one entity. It means student class. And employee is one entity. Employee class. And product is one entity. Product class. And account is one entity. Account class. And to represent the entities data. So whatever we are declaring the variables and the initialization of the variables data in Java application. So we are going to be used for the use in the form of the variables. Next, to represent the entities behaviors. Entities behavior means class behaviors. Class behaviors. So class behaviors we are going to be implemented in the form of methods. So the purpose of the class is to write it having the common properties and behaviors. From that common properties and behaviors, we can create n number of objects. For example, if you want to build a building, so the builder is required first plan. So plan is nothing but a blueprint. So here the definition is going to be overlap with your class. Class is nothing but a blueprint for creating the objects. So by using that plan, we can create number of villas or apartments according to the user requirement. We can create from the same template the whatever the created real-time entity consisting of same attributes and properties. So if you see the class syntax, it means if you want to do anything, any programmatical implementation in Java, we require class. Why? Because the object-oriented programming is mainly, it is having four pillars. One is data encapsulation, data abstraction, polymorphism and inheritance. So these pillars are going to be implemented practically with help of the class only. If you see the class syntax here, every parameter is very important. So here access modifiers. Access modifiers are it is basically it is dividing into two types. So one is for class scenario, it is having four types: default, private, public, and protected. And to add the additional programming elements to the class, we require to use the some more access modifiers. Next, class keyword. In Java, we having 53 keywords in Java. Apart of that, we are using class keyword. So class is we have to write in the small case. Why? Because Java is a case sensitive language. So there is a lot of difference between there. If you write a small letters and if you write any capital letter in between them, the compiler is going to be ignoring the kind of implementations. So after that, after given the class keyword, you have to immediately give the identifier about the class. So identifier rules means whatever in previous classes we are learning about the rules and regulation for the identifiers, means to declaring a variable or a array, so or a string. So same identifier rules we have to implement. So this is the user defined data type. User defined data type. Next, extends keyword. So generally class along with extends keyword. So generally extends keyword is going to be used to implement the inheritance concept. So what is meant by inheritance concept means in inheritance, whatever the properties and behaviors of the parent class, it is directly derived into the child class. So by using this inheritance, the code reusability and usability is going to be, we are going to be achieved. It means, suppose Android 12 version is going on right now. So tomorrow 13 version will come. So the programmer is no need to write the from Android 1 to 13. So we have to import the class. We have to inherit the class from the Android 12 to 13. So that kind of implementation is going to be done with help of the inheritance concept. So that inheritance concept in Java we are going to be implemented, executed with the help of the extends keyword. Here two keywords we are using, one is class keyword, another one is the extends keyword. But here we have to remember one point. That point is we can extend only one superclass. Why? Because in Java we cannot able to extend more than one class. If you are going to be execute those kind of implementation, the Java compiler is going to be ignoring that. Why? Because it is does not support the multiple inheritance concept. So then after there is one more thing we are going to be added, that is called implements. So implements also one keyword in Java. So implements keyword is going to be used for the implementing the interfaces. So there are three containers are there in Java. One is class container, another one is interface container, another one is the abstract container. So if you want to work with the interfaces, you must and should with the classes to implement those interfaces, we have to use the implement keyword. So here the extend and implements is having lot of difference. In Java, by using extend keyword only we can extend up to the one superclass, but by using the implements interface we can implement the number of classes. So here the class concept is going to be described about two types of classes. One is user defined classes, another one is system defined classes, means predefined classes. It means in the package concept we have a lot of packages like java.lang package, java.io package, java.sql package, java.net package, javax.swing package, java.util package. Like that, there are number of packages are there. So the package is nothing but a collection of predefined classes and interfaces. By using that interfaces, abstract methods, we are implementing for our system requirement services. So this is the clear definition and description about the syntaxes. So then we got one idea, one doubt. So what is the doubt means, sir, what the things we have to kept in the class? So for the doubt, in class inside we can write these kind of parameters. So we can write variables inside the class, methods. The methods are two types. One is concrete methods and abstract methods, but classes are going to be allow only concrete methods. Next, constructors. So constructor is a resource allocator, and at the time of constructor is executing, your object initialization and memory is going to be created. Next, blocks. So this is a special purpose for execution, for boosting the performance of the Java application. Next, classes. So there is a feasibility is there to define a class inside a class. Next, abstract classes. So a class along with the abstract keyword with 0 or n number of concrete methods is called abstract classes. And interfaces. So interfaces definitely containing the 0 or more number of abstract methods and enumerations. So these content we have to put into the class. So by using these parameters, we can implement various concepts and various applications which are required. So if you see the syntax of the class, here the access specifiers. So here access specifiers also going to be implemented in the syntax with the help of some keywords. So here there are two types of access modifiers are there. We are going to be used with the classes. So here to define the scope of the programming elements, that is the possible by the this access specifier modifiers only. So the first type is towards to the scope of the access modifiers. So there are four types of access modifiers is there. One is private, public, protected and default. So these are the first type of access specifiers. It is with respect to the scope of the programming elements. So the second here with the classes default and public, these two access specifiers are going to be allowed. So here, so now I am going to be explaining about how these two access specifiers are going to be implemented by using the class. So first one is default. So default access specifier. Default access specifier. Suppose example, I am writing class A. So class A. According to the class syntax, so the first access modifier will be there, then after class keyword, then after user defined name identifier, after that extends keyword, after that implementation keyword if you want to implement any interfaces. So inside the class you can declare what? Variables and procedures or functions. Suppose there are two types of access specifiers are there with respect to the programming element scope and with respect to the class boundaries. But with respect to the class boundaries, there are two access specifiers are going to be allowed. One is the default access specifier and another one is a public access specifier. Sir, what is the difference, sir? If I am going to be assign default access specifier to the class, what happened means this class is going to be accessible. This class boundary is going to be, scope is going to be accessible up to that package. But if you are going to be assign a public access modifier, it is going to be accessible any package. It is going to be accessible to any package. It means one package, if you want to use the same class in the another package, yes, it is possible. Then the class access modifier is going to be declared as public. Okay, so here the class is mainly doing what? It is going to be operating like a blueprint. Blueprint for what? For creating objects. Objects. So whatever the objects we are creating through this class, it is having the common properties of this class and common behaviors of this class. Suppose I am going to be creating a class object. A class name is equal to so this is a procedure to create a object to the class. So here class name is what? A. And what is object name? Obj. And the new operator is going to be used to creating the object with the help of the current class constructor. So whenever this constructor is going to be executed automatically in the heap area, the object is going to be created. Obj is going to be created. So this Obj is going to be recognized by your JVM with help of hexadecimal code. It means suppose you are creating 10 objects means 10 10 hexadecimal is 10 hexadecimal codes, unique codes are going to be generated. So this object is containing what means common properties and common behaviors. So by using one example, I am going to be show you how to create a class, the procedure for creation of the class in Java application. By using the class, how we are going to be creating the objects for the class. Yes. Here I am writing a class student. So here I am going to be declaring two variables. One is int rule number, rule number, rule number, rule number 10, and one more string name Ram. So here I am writing one method void display. So in that void display, so after declaration of the variables, we have to use that variables in the methods. So for that methods, yeah, I'm taking one method that is called void display method. So my intention to print these two variables initialization values in the method behavior. So for that case, I'm going to be use the system class system dot out dot println method, and what is the variable name? Roll number. Next, one more variable I have to print, that is called system dot out dot println name. I'm printing the student name. Name is equal to name here. After that, I am going to be close the class. This is the starting of the class. This is the end of the class. Now I am going to be creating the object creation process. So here for object creation process, I am taking one more class. So that is called class test. Class test. So class test. So in the class test, I am writing the public static void main string args. So in that, I am going to be creating the object for student. So here I am creating the object S with help of the new operator student. So I am accessing the method by using the object reference variable that is called S along with the method name that is called display. Okay. So if you can compile this program, for compiling this program, suppose I have my Java in the program files in Java 1.8 folder, and I'm creating one folder in the C drive itself that is called Java programs. So Java programs. So already I'm in correct directory. So my file name is student.java. I'm stored with this program with student.java. Sorry, test.java. Why? Because wherever we are writing the public static void main method, that class we have to given as the file name. So that's why I'm given the test.java. So here by using the Java compiler binary Java C space test.java. So now this Java file is given to the Java-C compiler. So Java-C compiler is going to be compiled this program, and if it is having any error, it is going to be displayed along with the line numbers. If it is not having any errors, simply the prompt is going to be generated in the same current directory. Same current directory. So it like this Java programs. Then after we have to use the Java interpreter to execute this program. So there is a Java interpreter we are using Java along with the file name test. So the Java interpreter is going to be interpreting the generated by the Java compiler, that is called bytecode. That bytecode is going to be examined by your Java interpreter and executing the code with a human readable language, that is called rule number is equal to 10 and name is equal to Ramu. This is the output of this program. So the main objectives of this program, the memory initialization. If you have to remember that the fundamental thing is the class does not occupy any memory. Class not occupy any memory. But whenever we are creating the object, this object is going to be occupying the memory. This occupied memory is whatever the object we are creating, yes, that is going to be created in the which memory area? Heap memory area. If you see in the JVM, there are several types of memories are available. One is method area memory. Next, second one is heap area and stack area and native stack area, PC registers. So these are the types of memories are available. So up to our program, we are going to be using the heap area and method area. So the method area is going to be used for load the class. So this is the total information about the procedure to declaring a class, implementing a class, and how to creating the object for the current class. Okay, here means the object, how it is going to be sharing the common properties and behaviors of the current class. So the entire thing is going to be displayed with the help of the video. Once you watch that video, and you can, I will explain the video explanation where the main thing we are implementations. Yeah, see here, initially the object-oriented programming consisting of pillars, means that is the four features. One is abstraction, encapsulation, and inheritance and polymorphism. To implement these concepts, we require classes, and objects. So object. So what is object? Object is nothing but a real world entity. It means if you take object as a bench, pen, a marker, anything in the real time entity, you can take any kind of example as a object. What is meant by abstraction? Means it is hiding the essential details, hiding the unnecessary details. They want to hide unnecessary details or implementation, use the abstraction kind of thing. Here the person is there. So here we are going to be hiding its yes, hiding its details. Suppose here I am taking class as a one person. So the class person is containing some properties. So this is the person, the class person. So the class person is having two types of things. One is properties as well as behaviors. So behaviors we are calling as a methods or procedures. So here properties, first name is one property, last name is one property, gender name is one property, and date of birth is one property, occupation is one property. So by using this data, we are going to be writing something. We have to implement the action with the help of these methods. One is pay wages, book holiday, and appraisal, promotion, save details. These are called methods. So by this conclusion, we are able to know the class is the combination of properties and methods. See here, different persons are going to be creating with the same strip. Yes, here different persons are giving created with the same strip. It means what means? So this is the class. This is a blue strip is called class. So this class, whatever the persons here coming, P1, P2, and now P3 is going to be created. P4. So new person. It means so how many persons are going to be generated by the same class? It is every person is containing the same parameters as well as same behaviors. P4. So for creating of every person, we are using what operator? What operator? New operator. What operator? New operator. Four objects are going to be created. So first object, you see here, every object parameters, common prompt parameters and methods will be there, but the data is going to be different. That is depends upon the object state. So here, if you see person 2 first name is different than the person 1 first name. Why? Because whenever the object is going to be created, automatically the concerned data is going to be assigned to that variable. See here. See, this object properties. Next, this object properties. So like this, we are able to create one class and an object. Okay. See here, I'm going to be conclude the total overall the concept. The examples of the valid declarations. Suppose you are writing one class. So what is a valid case we have to write? Suppose here I'm taking different examples here. Class A. So class, it is a normal class, and we are not denoting any properties and behaviors within that. This is a valid thing. So if you are going to be giving along with the modifier, public modifier, okay, this is also valid. Suppose you are giving a private. So I already told to you, along with the classes, only two access modifiers are going to be allowed. One is default, another one is the public. But here private you are given. So private is not acceptable to the class. That's why it is an involved declaration of the class. Next, protected. Protected also is not going to be allowed while declaring a class. Next, class A. So this private and protector are going to be used in inner classes, not outer classes. We are going to be used for these access specifiers. Suppose a class I am going to be declaring with the inner class, that inner class containing the public access specifier, yes, it is a valid. It may be a private, it is also valid. It may be a protected, it is also valid. So what the point is, the outer class is not going to be valid, protected and private kind of access specifiers, and the inner classes are going to be allowed the four access specifiers like default, public, private and protected. Next, here without access specifier also it is going to be allowed. This is a valid case. Next, static. So static keyword also not valid. Only final, abstract, these things are going to be valid. Final, abstract, these things are going to be valid. Next. So here you have to here you have to observe the 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. After class declaration, I am going to be use the extends keyword. Only one superclass allowed. But here we are declaring two superclasses. So this is the invalid declaration. So in the class syntax, strongly suggesting that at the time of declaring superclasses, only one class is going to be allowed. So if you see, class A implements I. It means I am going to be implement along with the interface with help of the class. It is going to be used by the implements keyword. So here you can use any number of interfaces. Here I am going to be using only one interface I. It is valid. Suppose I am going to be implements the more than one I1 and I2. It is also valid. Suppose I want to use the superclass as well as the interfaces, then first you have to extend the superclass, then after implements the interfaces. So here in the invalid means 23, the class A implements I. It means before extends the implements interfaces came. So this is the wrongly declared a class. This is not a valid case.